Turning now to your community focus. In recent days, tensions have grown in the Middle East between Israel and Iran. Joining me live now to talk about the conflict and what it means for us here at home is Dr. Chad Raymond, political science and international relations professor at Salve Regina University. Chad, thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure.
So let's start with the latest here. As we've reported on 12 News, Israel attacked Iran over the weekend for the first time openly, something Israeli forces called retaliatory. What does this mean in terms of where this conflict stands right now?
Well, Israel has been fighting Hamas in Gaza for the last year. Last month, Israel began a series of attacks against Hezbollah in Lebanon, killing its senior commanders, destroying many of its missiles, and then invading. Iran supports both Hamas and Hezbollah, and earlier this month, Iran fired about 200 ballistic missiles at Israel. And a few days ago, Israel launched airstrikes against military targets inside Iran. In these battles, Israel, at least in the short term, has come out on top by inflicting serious damage on Hamas and Hezbollah. Israel has diminished Iran's regional influence and embarrassed its government. But this war has come at the human cost of tens of thousands of people killed and millions displaced from their homes.
And looking ahead now, how do you see this conflict playing out in the weeks and months ahead?
Well, the Iranian missile attack against Israel looks like an attempt by Iran's leaders to salvage their government's reputation. Now that Israel has retaliated, Iran's leaders have to decide whether to continue responding in a tit-for-tat manner, which could cause the conflict to escalate into a full-blown war that Iran could lose, or to pull back, which might make the government look even weaker than it does now.
And where does the United States come into play in all of this?
So I think there are three ways in which the United States could be affected by this. First, Israel's leaders are trying to fundamentally reshape the regional environment in Israel's favor. They've chosen to engage in a grand strategic gamble, and we are now just following Israel's lead rather than the other way around, which means we're at risk of getting sucked into a wider regional war that is probably not in America's interest. We don't want to be sleepwalking into another long, messy war in the Middle East. Second, we shouldn't be surprised if Iran tries to retaliate against U.S. interests through intermediaries, possibly by using Iranian-backed militias in Iraq against U.S. assets there. And then third, for the long term, Iran could decide that its only recourse is to ramp up its development of nuclear weapons, a move that would profoundly affect relations between any number of countries, something that could very much harm U.S. international interests.
And we have less than 30 seconds now, but just quickly, why should people here at home be paying attention to everything that's happening over there?
Well, mainly because, as I mentioned earlier, we don't want to get drawn into a conflict that, by its very nature, is against our interests. I think one other thing I'll say is that I lived in Amman, Jordan from last December into March of this year to study Arabic. About 40% of Jordan's population identifies itself as Palestinian in some form or another. And everyone I met, whether Palestinian origin or not, treated me with kindness and respect, even though I'm an American. So I think it's time to focus more on building these kinds of one-to-one relationships so that we can learn that in reality, we're not doomed to be the eternal enemies of one another.
A good message there. All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Dr. Chad Raymond with Salve Regina, thanks so much for your time.